In the end, maybe it doesn't matter that they never wrote back, that he didn't apologize, that the salsa stain on your cardigan never came out, that your dreams fell asleep in the womb, that you were often passed over, passed by, and never learned to conjugate verbs in the past perfect, that you lost your will to live but kept on living, failed geometry twice, never did vegan, never did Vegas, never did what they told you, never told them what you did, never got what you deserved, never deserved what you got. That you flossed twice a day, took your blood pressure meds regularly, watched your sodium intake, the nightly news. Once snooze 3 Facebook friends. Never saw Elton John perform live. Never viewed Vladimir Lenin's dead body. In the end, what does matter is the day when Mary's DNA pressed the select all option on the keyboard of her cerebellum, then its index finger on the delete key, making one last withdrawal from her memory bank. Maybe it does matter how 2 days later Mary's husband Bernie sat at table with a half-eaten English muffin and a Kodak moment photo of their summer vacation in the Cotswolds decades ago. He reminded Mary of a pub where they dined on Sheep Street, and how the one who is able to restore the heavenly manna of memory will in the end make all things new, even perhaps offering them both a platter of bangers and mash in paradise. At that moment, something lit up in the dark hallways of Mary's hippocampus, and after not speaking a complete phrase in 16 months, suddenly blurted, "Bangers and mash." I had almost forgotten how much I loathe that dish. Mary never spoke again. At the church, during Mary's brother's solemn eulogy, Bernie remembered his wife's last words and broke out in what some described unholy spasms of laughter. It was an awkward moment, to be sure. But Bernie didn't care. In the end, he reasoned, maybe it doesn't matter if there's bangers and mash in paradise. He'll have Mary again. And hopefully some decent Chinese takeout. So I get there. Oh my heaven. Nobody says the word pastiche up here, and nothing is for sale. Free! Everything is free. And I'm free. And there's Moses eating quiche with ham and cheese, and I'm thinking, that's not kosher. But he says it's different up here. Better, he says, better. And I feel, oh my, I made it. I made it. I'm here. And there's ping pong. The prophets are playing ping pong. Isaiah with a slam that leaves Jeremiah in hysterical laughter. Surprise, some people wear glasses, but it's kind of an in-joke because nobody needs glasses. Also, no in-groups. Everybody has equal access to God at all times. And it's less crowded than I thought. That's because a lot of people on weekends take off to their summer homes on Saturn and Pluto or visit other galaxies that have bed and breakfasts where all the amenities are included. Although nobody eats or sleeps that much up here. And I'm so happy now. Happier than I ever was on earth. God, Jesus, and the angels. And I'm meeting all kinds of delightful people. And lots of clubs you can join. I'm learning Farsi because, I don't know, I have time. I especially enjoy Isaac Newton's Thai cooking class. And I don't miss anything on earth. But you, I miss you. But they say after a while up here, you get over those feelings. But I don't think I'll ever get over you. In 1,000,000 years, maybe 2,000,000. Maybe after I learn how to make a shredded chicken lettuce wrap, maybe then. Or as they say in Farsi, in izos geret. This too shall pass. I don't think I said that right. Missing someone you love is not easy to express in any language, even if you have forever. I was in my apartment on West 46th Street years back when I heard a commotion out on the street. I looked out my window and 2 guys with car doors open are ready to square off in the middle of 9th Avenue traffic. Blessed are the peacemakers, they shall be called the children of God. I knew I had to do something. So I went downstairs to the street and approached the 2. What happened? I asked. They both started screaming again. Listen, why don't you both just drive around the corner, park, and talk it over? I told them. You're going to get killed standing here. He'll drive away, one remarked. All right, I'll go with him. If he drives away, he has to take me too. I noticed both cars had Jersey plates. I was born in Jersey. I didn't want to spend another night there. I got in the car, we drove around the corner and parked with the other driver right behind us. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do now? Immediately, a patrol car turned the corner, and I waved them down like I just witnessed a murder. I proceeded to go back upstairs to my apartment, where I was fully expecting a call from the Nobel people in Sweden. Today, I'm on a bagel hunt in downtown Colorado Springs, where I now live. It's 9:30 in the morning, and I notice 2 guys on the corner are ready to square off with each other. A young white guy is doing a bad impression of Joe Frazier, hands up, weaving and bobbing. His adversary is a short Mexican man in his 50s who just stands there. What bothers me most is the young white guy's girlfriend. She doesn't intervene. I think she wants her boyfriend to turn the Mexican guy's face into salsa. I don't get in the middle of this one. I say a silent prayer and walk into the bagel shop. When I come out, the Mexican guy is sitting on a park bench, his face still intact. All is quiet, and nobody got hurt. I have a feeling scenes like this are being played out in cities all over our country now. Frustrated young white guys wanting to punch out short, foreign-looking guys while their girlfriends look on. I buy a half-dozen bagels and eat 2 hot sesame seed ones before I even get to my car, and a 3rd poppy seed while driving home. NORAD, the air defense system for the nation, is here. Every day I'm conscious this is the day we'll be nuked. I don't want to die with a half-dozen hot bagels on the front seat of my car. At home, my wife asks, what happened to the other 3 bagels? I shrug and say, NORAD. She's heard all this before. If you die, you'll go to heaven and the bagels won't matter, she says. I'm only half listening. I'm troubled why the young white guy's girlfriend was so bloodthirsty, and why I didn't cross the street and extend the combatants an olive branch, or at least a blueberry bagel. I'm eating a 4th bagel now, cinnamon raisin. There's only 2 raisins in the entire bagel. I yell out in the kitchen, we're standing at ground zero, for God's sakes. Put some raisins in these bagels. It's now the 3rd month since I lost my job. And it's a far, far cry from 9th Avenue, where I once made peace in the middle of traffic between 2 jerks from Jersey. I'm still waiting for a call from Sweden. Poetry won't save the world. Jesus is coming. Poetry won't stop wars. Jesus is coming. Poetry won't protect you from famines, plagues, earthquakes, nuclear annihilation. Jesus is coming. Poetry can't save you from death. Jesus is coming. Poetry won't stop the world from following the Antichrist. Jesus is coming. So why write, speak, or read poetry? Or, for that matter, make art, make love, fry okra, shoplift at Target, get vaccinated, inebriated, pixelated, take a cruise, stalk Tom Cruise, work out, sleep in, roast a lamb, do Instagram, place a bet, follow your dreams, marry, divorce, drive a Porsche, shoot the breeze, take a stab at ballroom dancing, study Mandarin, build a home, a portfolio, join the rodeo, buy gold, a spray bidet, for the 5th time go see cabaret. Break a habit, stew the velveteen rabbit, floss, chew out your boss, make a bechamel sauce, change your socks, your hair, go here instead of there, make new friends, enemies, do whatever you please. And if you need to write a poem or prose, no harm done, I suppose. But self-expression is a bit overrated, would you agree? In the light of eternity, what should we do? What should we be? Jesus is coming. But hey, maybe write a poem anyway, and pray that you would be his in that day. After all, life is more, they say, than a cabaret. I've heard of deaf people suddenly hearing, and hearing people gradually going deaf. I've heard of people who wanted to live and died, and people who wanted to die jumped off buildings, took pills, and lived. I've heard of famous people being unhappy, and obscure people wanting to be famous. I heard that you loved me, but didn't think I loved you. I've heard of people talking about the end of the world and couples planning to have more children. I've heard of people coming back from a near-death experience and others still searching for a near-life experience. Oh, the things I've heard. I've heard of kind letters that were never sent, and letters that hurt and wounded people arriving right on time. I've heard of things spoken behind my back and things I've told myself in the mirror. I've heard your median income is $98,000, but don't feel anyone values you. I've heard of nations planning to make war, and how peace isn't that hard to find once you know where to look for it. I've heard of relationships going sour, and people staying sweet, even after being treated badly. I've heard of boxing matches that were fixed, and how an overcooked duck can never be fixed. I've heard of politicians who never keep their promises, and people who keep their vows, even when it hurts. I've heard of comedians who are depressed, and depressed people who wish they could do stand-up comedy. I heard that your medication doesn't work anymore, and your doctor secretly thinks only a miracle will heal you. I've heard of prayers that were answered, and prayers that never had a prayer of being answered. All these things I've heard and thousands more. I heard that you loved me, but didn't think I loved you. I'm sorry. I've never been a very good listener.